Hello, everybody. Welcome to Too Much TV. Today we're talking about House of the Dragon, Season 3, Episode 8, The Treasons at Tumbleton. And after watching the episode, Jeff, I don't think I really like Rhaenyra anymore.
Yeah. I don't think so either, bud.
Like,
she sucks.
She's losing it.
Yeah.
Do you think she's finally listening to Daemon?
I think so. I think that was the whole point of the start of this episode was basically, hey, I've kind of ignored Daemon the whole time. He said some pretty smart stuff along the way. He would have been right about a lot of things. I think she's probably finally coming around to that. And so that's why Mysaria gets the boot. And she's like, all right.
The Mysaria boot seemed a little out of the blue, no?
Very much so. Yeah, I'm with you, bud. It was like, what? Wait, they just fucked like right before this. What?
She just seduced him. Or her.
Right. Yeah.
Or them. And it's just...
yeah, it seemed like she was going towards Mysaria's side. And then it's like, wait, what? She's gone?
Well, I guess now that Aegon is back, maybe that was like the failure on Mysaria's part, not telling Rhaenyra that Aegon is alive. And it's like, oh, okay, clearly your way has failed and failed and failed. And now you're out of there. I'm going to now listen to my husband, uncle. And, but I mean, he's been saying this from the start, and we've been discussing this a lot too. And I really like this idea of force in government, especially these older governments, these kings and queens. If you want us to keep power, you have to be a little ruthless. And I think Daemon, like we've talked about, completely understands this. However, I think now that Rhaenyra is like, okay, fine, I'll do it. I still don't even think she's going as far as she needs to. Okay, she killed the High Septim, which, I mean, first of all, killing the Pope. Okay, actually, let's rewind that a little bit. Why do you think she needs to get anointed so badly?
I think it goes back to the same thing we've talked about a few times with her. It's like this need for validation. There's just something about her right now where she's clinging to the idea. You see it when she talks about the prophecy. It's like there's this thing, this concept in her head that was planted from a young age that this was like her destiny, you know? And I think she cannot let go of that. And it's like anything that I can do that will give me some satisfaction in this department is good, but it's like you're looking in the wrong places over and over and over again.
The series told her about that when? The end of the first episode, right?
It's very early on in the show.
First or second episode?
When he's talking about like the dagger, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I remember seeing that in season 1, and I was like, oh my God, yes, that's the dagger. That so much stuff has happened in the later seasons or in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
It's really cool to see it in old Targaryen king's hands. But I mean, okay, so she gives that speech, and I don't know about you, but the funniest part of that speech was when the Grand Maester, and Manderly looked at each other.
A little side eye.
Did you see that look? Yeah, they were like, what the fuck is she talking about?
Yeah.
Like these ancient demons in the north? What?
Yeah,
then she
way to make a speech that makes absolutely no sense to anyone in the audience at all.
Yeah. It's the only person that would have made sense to is Daemon, including the High Valyrian part. I mean, the High Valyrian part, I think she knows she's full of shit.
Yeah. I think so too. I think that was one of those moments that, and probably everyone's done this before, you like practice a moment in your head and like rehearse it and you think it's going to hit a certain way. I feel like that almost felt like she had envisioned that she was going to deliver this line in High Valyrian at the end after talking about the prophecy. And it was supposed to be this big like dramatic impact. And it was just like, what? Like it's just crickets.
Also, the people in King's Landing don't give a fuck about that.
They're no, like, dude.
Can I just have some food?
Yeah.
And again, you know how far away the wall is from King's Landing?
Right. Yeah. Again, that's what I mean. Like, who gives a fuck about what she's talking about? I mean, they will eventually, but none of those people, like,
in what, 180 years?
Yeah. It's like everyone there is dead. Like, no one. But Can I ask you real quick before we move on from this conversation? Sure. I thought that story that Viserys passed down, that has been passed down through the Targaryens, I thought that was like a sacred secret that they didn't tell people. And she just says it on a loudspeaker.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're probably right. How I kind of interpret this is that, there's that she's giving this speech in front of all these small folk. How many of them are writing it down?
Yeah,
it probably became like, how these ancient stories are told. They become myths and legends from one speech, and by the time it gets to the Game of Thrones timeline, it's probably like a local legend or something, or do you know what I mean? Kind of like an ancient story that's, they tell kids to keep them scared. I mean, they talk about that in Game of Thrones where the White Walkers, you're like, oh no, White Walkers and giants don't exist. It's just stories to frighten children.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's sort of it. But yeah, I know. I think it is supposed to be like this little secret, but she was a little vague about it. Like it wasn't completely on the nose.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're right. It wasn't maybe exactly all the details, but it was way more than I thought she was going to say. And I could have sworn when Viserys first tells her, I thought he was like, this has been passed down from generation to generation. And like, I thought he said something about like you don't share it with like everyone. Like,
yeah.
Because think about Alicent doesn't even know this, it's the Song of Ice and Fire, right? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alicent doesn't even like know what Viserys is talking about. Like remember there's that whole misunderstanding? Yeah. Like I know it's a mix up, but also I don't think she knows the reference or anything. I don't know. I just thought it was weird. It was a weird delivery. It just didn't hit, and it was awkward watching her do it.
I mean, she's just so desperate. And it like oozes from her.
Yeah. It oozes is a great way to put it. It's just like you can't avoid it. Like everything she does is either awkward or desperate or like it's just uncomfortable to watch.
Well, I will say Emma Darcy's acting has been amazing because there's that scene with her and Helaena, and Helena's talking about the Beatles.
Yeah.
And Emma Darcy, they go like this. They're like, well, in the summer, you'll have to show me. And it's very obvious to someone who maybe has some slight social skills that she's just kind of lying to get through that.
Yeah.
And Helaena, though, picks up on it. But the delivery of that line is so difficult to say something kind, but while like saying also, I don't really care.
Yeah.
I mean, Helaena, too, is like, oh my God, what she said, like everything you like is ugly.
Yeah.
And I wonder if she's talking about the entire conflict rather than just Rhaenyra.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think that she's also talking about like power? I mean, dragons, everything it's all ugly. And she likes to sit down in nature and look at, a leaf or a beetle or a bug. And she finds beauty in that and in nature, in like a simple life. I mean, what'd she say? She just wanted to raise chickens, so it's like, God, she's so innocent.
Yeah, she really is, dude. And it's like, it's kind of funny. She doesn't make a lot of eye contact when she's talking. But when she delivers some of those lines, like when she's saying everything that you love is ugly, and then she says like, you are ugly, she's like staring directly at Rhaenyra. It's like, she's kind of like meek and shy a lot of the time, but on the delivery of some of those big lines, she's like locked in. And it's like, makes it even more impactful.
I wrote down another line. It's like, do you think life is nothing more than not being dead?
Yeah.
And it's like, ah, God.
I know, dude.
It's a great line though, too, because it kind of puts this whole thing into perspective. I mean, even like you and I, we watched the season, right? And we're wrapped up in this conflict. And it makes us forget that there's so much more to not only like Westeros, but to life. There's just so much more to it. And everyone in the show, except for Helaena, has forgotten about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She also says, our father would hate you for this.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
loved
true.
that line too, dude. I loved that line. It's like, because Rhaenyra knows it. You know Rhaenyra knows it. That her dad would hate her for what she's done. Because remember how
Mhm.
much how family oriented he was, and like put aside your differences. If we are blood, if we share blood, we are
Yeah.
family. And good Lord, have they divided the crap out of that.
But she blames him, though. In this is it I think it's in this episode, she's
It
like, "Oh,
is, yeah. She
fucking
says
Viserys."
Viserys. In the very beginning, she says, "Oh, Viserys did this to me," basically.
Well, we had an interesting conversation, during the first episode where we were like, this whole conflict came out of a difference between love and duty,
Yeah.
where, Rhaenyra and Viserys picked love over duty. Or listen, don't get me like, we talked about the nuances of this, but because of their choices of picking love, this is how this conflict has arisen.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, very interesting. Well, to finish up with, not to finish up necessarily with Helaena, but the horse. When she's finished in the garden, she sees the horse, but it's the horse that the white worm is leaving on.
Hmm.
I interpreted that as Rhaenyra's decision to dismiss Massaria is going to be the fall of Rhaenyra.
Okay. Can
What
you
did you
expand
think,
on that?
though?
Well, no,
Like,
finish that because I'm
so
actually interested here.
she was in the vision last episode. Helaena sees this horse with the cart, right?
Right. Yes.
And the gates open and it has this like fiery red
The
glow.
light. Yeah. Yep.
To me, the fiery red glow represents a doom or a demise or at the very least fire.
Hmm.
And fire is the equivalent of destruction. So then when she sees the horse there, and then Massaria gets on that horse, that could be, because in prophecies and in visions, they're not always direct
Yeah.
with what is going to happen.
Hmm.
So that I interpreted that as Massaria leaving is what's going to cause Rhaenyra to get the boot. Because who knows, maybe Massaria switches sides too.
Well, I definitely think that. I mean, yeah. I would say I don't trust Massaria. And I mean, I didn't really trust her anyway, but the fact that she's probably going to be pretty pissed at Rhaenyra now, it's like, yeah, that's not an enemy that's going to
Well,
help you out at all.
it also proves Baela right. What did Baela say to Rhaenyra? If a person is useful to you, you wield them. If not, you abandon them.
Yeah.
And she literally then proves the point with Massaria.
But yeah. And she does that all the time too. It feels like the whole business with Baela and Adam going
Mm-hmm.
off and doing it does feel like, and all the dragon riders for that matter. She's like,
Yeah.
when it's like they are useful to her, but she doesn't really respect them. It's kind of like a tool, I mean, to use a pretty
It's very
simple analogy
dismissive.
there. It's dismissive, and it's just like, go do your job and be happy about it because you have, this status of being a dragon rider. But like,
It feels so inauthentic from
yeah,
Rhaenyra. Just very much like she just doesn't have any patience for them.
yeah,
She doesn't make them feel seen at all.
no,
But
not at all.
to her, I guess that doesn't matter. But it's amazing. If she had just done that with everybody, she'd be fine.
Yeah, I know.
She expects their loyalty without earning it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it. To answer your question about the vision, I did see, and I think this is probably true, that the white horse can signify death. It's like a
Okay.
symbol that they use in that in the um Westeros, like uh, in Game of Thrones, when I think it's Arya is walking through King's Landing after it's been burned, and there's like
Mm-hmm.
a white horse. Do you remember Arya is like after Dany goes off and like burns the crap out of everything, right?
Yeah.
There's like a
She
white
loses it.
horse walking through the streets, and Arya sees
I
it.
vaguely remember this. Yeah.
Okay, I think it can be seen as a symbol of death, and
Mm-hmm.
so it's kind of interesting. I didn't know that when we first talked about Helena's vision, but it could make sense with a lot of the things that you already kind of talked about, where that glow of the fire is like an ominous symbol. It's the same kind of thing. It's an ominous symbol.
Yeah.
And so as you said, with Mysaria leaving on the white horse, is it like impending doom, that kind of thing? You know?
I mean, it has to be, right?
I think so. But I gotta ask you then, so where was her riding the dragon? Where did that come from? How'd you interpret that one? Because I know that it's not
I I
perfect, but
I can't. So
you can't.
I think the visions that she had were 3 alternate futures,
Cool. Okay.
and I think that the horse one is obviously the one that happens. The other one in the dragon pit is an event forthcoming.
Okay. I know what you're referencing. Okay. Got it.
Yeah,
Got it. Understood.
and
Thank you.
so it could have been her then defending the dragon pit.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah,
Okay.
but or then the last one is like she, has her chickens in the north or something.
Right.
So, those were the 3 different alternate futures, I guess.
Okay.
Uh,
That helps me out a lot because that makes sense. It's kind of like, well, especially if we're going off the white horse's death. I mean, her literal, she died. It's like,
do you wanna just cover her death real quick? Because
sure, why don't we? Because I mean, we'll get
it's
into the
super
battle after,
sad.
and it is, yeah. It was. I mean, she's been our girl. Like I think
Yeah,
this,
man.
we have been fanboys of her just in her character throughout our
Yeah.
podcast because she's been so pure, and I mean, her death, man. I knew it was coming. I think a lot of us did. Even if you didn't know, you probably suspected pretty heavily at that point. Like
Mhm.
this isn't going to end well for her.
No.
And I think the shot of her eyes open was one of the more haunting shots that the show has ever produced.
Yeah. Very, very yeah, haunting is the perfect way to put it. And she lands on, like, a bunch of spikes in the moat beneath the window. Also, same window Tommen jumped out of,
Yes, sir.
and then same window Aegon jerked off of in the first season. So, that window is I don't know what the fuck is up with that window.
I saw a very funny post that was like, somebody needs to bolt up that fucking window. It's like, yeah.
Another thing with Helaena too is, like, if we go back, there are so many scenes of Rhaenyra, like, trying to move the tapestry, like, to tell her to, like, prevent her from, like, embroidering the tapestry. Rhaenyra never even bothers to look at it until Helena's dead. And that really hit home, and I think it emphasizes our point that Rhaenyra doesn't care.
She's not listening. And its
Not
answers are
listening.
right there in front of her.
Yeah.
If she
There
just took a moment to pay attention.
just it's right there, dude. Yeah, and yeah, I wonder what the repercussions of Helena's death is gonna be. I mean,
Yeah.
and also talk about Aegon, that's his wife, and Jesus Christ, it's his sister. And Alicent too, and we only got one scene of Alicent. Alicent didn't speak this episode.
No, she
Uh,
didn't. But that scene was also one of my favorites. The butterflies.
yeah, it's
I
just
thought that
really
was,
sad.
it was sad, but it was kind of like, I saw it as if the butterflies are flying away, it's kind of like they're set free. Like, I don't know. I think of Helaena as being trapped for so much of this time. And I felt
Yeah.
like, you know what? She's free. Like, she set herself free, which,
So, Game of Thrones and this whole universe, uh, there are some really cool shots and elements to it, but I wouldn't necessarily say there's a lot of beauty. There are things that
yeah.
are beautiful, but it's like
Hmm.
a harsh beauty.
Hmm.
It's a grim beauty. Very few things I would say are truly beautiful.
Hmm.
And that moment with the butterflies flying up, representing Helaena, and probably the most beautiful soul in
Yeah.
the show, and it's not really close.
Yep.
It's really that was really symbolic, and that was a very sad, beautiful moment.
Hmm.
And dude, we didn't get any of the reactions either because Allison doesn't know, people don't know, and then this is going to destroy the relationship with Rhaenyra. We didn't even talk about Rhaenyra force feeding her. Do you think that was the catalyst, the final straw?
I think, probably, or at least, one more. That was such an awful scene to watch. I mean, I hated that, and hearing her like having to gag down the food, and poor Helena, who doesn't really love to be like touched anyway, and like she
Yeah.
clearly reacts when Rhaenyra is like grabbing her wrists and stuff, and then these guys are basically, I mean, they're holding her face and her
Yeah,
neck.
it's traumatic.
It's like being like waterboarded with soup.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
whoa, my gosh, I hated that, man. I felt so bad, but you kind of know it's coming because Rhaenyra is running out of patience, clearly, and she's getting more violent and brutal. Before we go, away from the sad stuff here, I wanted, since we're talking about it, and we talked about the tapestry and her paying attention to what's on it.
Yeah.
She kind of looks at it towards the end. It's the first time she's really looked, and there's, Helaena with tears falling, right, on the tapestry. But then there's also a shot of Rhaenyra sitting on the
Yeah.
throne with a crown, and then what appears to be streaks of blood all down her. So if I
Love
can,
that.
yeah, I loved it too. I'll give you my 10-second reaction, then I want to hear your thoughts. I'm looking at that as Jeff, and I was like, if this is a picture of me, I would be like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what? I have like blood, like street, and the crown looks like it's like crushing my head. But I'll tell you, when Rhaenyra is looking at it, it looked like, oh, uh, I'm on the throne. Like, there was a little bit of like oh, the fortune teller said I'm on the throne.
Mhm.
And it's like, yep, check the box, looks good.
Oh, see, I don't know. There was just so little emotion in Rhaenyra's face.
Uh-huh.
And I just wonder, I mean, she had just come back from killing the Pope, and then to find out her sister is dead after jumping out of a window, committing suicide. I wonder if she's just really trying to keep it together.
Yeah.
The crown was really interesting. What a good metaphor that the crown causes all of this bloodshed, um, and death. And it reminded me a little bit of, remember the season 1 intro where it had the
Yeah.
blood spilling? It kind
Yeah.
of reminded me of that a little bit. Really cool, though, that Helaena is working on this tapestry, and that's been the intro for this season and
Yeah.
last season. Like, that is really cool that she is, it's almost Helaena doing it a little
Mm-hmm.
bit. But no, it was great. I mean, it kind of also reminded me too of Viserys cutting himself on the throne. Rhaenyra cut herself on the throne a couple episodes ago. Like, there is clearly problems coming from this, and that the throne causes bloodshed. I mean, there's a lot of symbolism, and it's a great metaphor. It's a really
Yeah.
great metaphor, and it looked really good too. I mean, I guess if you're
Yeah.
stuck, if you're stuck as a prisoner for weeks,
Yeah,
maybe
she can do a great
maybe
job
I would
on it.
do
She
that
doesn't have
too.
much else to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it was weird to me. There's a small eyebrow move with Rhaenyra when
Mhm.
she looks at it, and it's not like amusement. It's like, but there's something else there, because I
I'll
would have
rewatch
expected
it.
like
I'll rewatch
fear.
the scene. I'm not sure.
Yeah, please rewatch her face, because I would have looked at that, like I said, my face would have been fear. Like, it would have been like, whoa, like, what is happening in this?
Yeah.
And Rhaenyra's, there's something else. There's an element that's not afraid. It's like interesting.
I
Like,
don't think she has the self-awareness.
I think she's so focused on the fucking throne that it's like blinders. Like, oh,
It's one of those famous things, right? When she focuses so hard on that, she's going to lose it.
yeah.
You know,
It's like she's so blinded to all of the ramifications and the bloodshed, like you said, of the consequences of going after the throne. But it's
Mhm.
like, I just need to be on the throne. I just want to be on the throne. Everything is about being on the throne. She doesn't actually want to rule, but she wants to be on the throne.
Let's move on to the other contender for the throne.
Yeah.
Let's do Aemond, Aegon, Alys real quick, because I don't really want to spend a lot of time on that. Alys's story. Let's do Alys's story real quick. She used to be the wife of Harren the Black, who built Harrenhal, and then her son dies. So she finds some ancient voodoo magic and now is immortal.
I guess
That's
so. That's
the
I think
fucking story.
I think you said it perfectly. Wait, but can I ask you? I think it relates to the story you told me, right? So she was there
Which
for
one?
the things you told me about.
Oh yeah, Harren
When
the Black. So when oh yeah, so she says
Yeah.
that oh my god, what's the name of the biggest dragon? Oh fuck.
Valerian, right? Was it
Balerion. Yes, Balerion the Black Dread.
Yeah.
He destroys the entire castle, you know, because Harren the Black refused to submit to Aegon the Conqueror.
Mhm.
And then yeah, so that's the whole thing. And then
So
you know,
she
obviously,
survived out of the story that you told me, like she and her kid partially until not
it'd be
actually.
interesting that she then now is like wanting to bed a Targaryen. If a Targaryen
Yeah.
destroyed her home and husband and son.
Yeah, she
Dude.
talks about the Targaryens like romantically, and it's like, what? Shouldn't you hate them?
Yeah, I still just don't give a fuck
No, I know,
about them.
dude.
Harrenhal is also kind of boring. Now I'm just bored of Harrenhal.
Yeah,
Every episode. It's
I
just
know.
like, this is it's a nightmare palace. They just start having nightmares. And okay, well, let's fucking move on, because I will say Aegon showing up.
Yeah, I was like,
Aegon, dude, first of all, I don't know if you heard this, when Sunfire lands inside, he kind of has like a screech. So the roar was kind of off. I don't know if you heard that.
Yeah.
And he, I'm alive. Dude, that was absolutely hilarious. And I mean, Aemond had a pretty big change of heart there. What do you think that was?
I think Aemon's just beaten down, and the stuff with Aegon at this point, I still think Aemond is kind of lost, even if he has this plan with Alys. I just think his character is all over the place. He's just struggling, and I mean, at the end of the day, if it were me, yeah, I probably would be devastated thinking about like, hey, I tried to kill my brother because I wanted the throne. That's a kind of a shitty thing to sit with for a long time. So
Kinda.
you know, it's like, I get it, but I loved what you said, and I think Aegon in that scene was awesome. Do you know what it reminded me of? We both love it. It reminded me of the Joker, Dark Knight, like the Joker, like Heath Ledger's Joker. A little bit with some of the way he was speaking. Some of the line, one of the ones I wrote down was when he says, "No, I'm supposed to enjoy this." Like, you know, it was very like, take it out of the moment. Like you're kind of.
What's the Dark Knight quote? No, I kill the bus driver.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, it was also like, and he's pissed because Aemon's like all like sad. I'm so sorry. Forgive me, please. You know, and then here's Aegon looking like, well, what did Daemon call him? Half baked or something?
Yeah.
Half cooked.
Yeah.
But it is interesting that, you know, his ascension, or his non-death and him coming back, is seen by everybody as a sign that he should be king. Made me kind of think like a very Christ-like figure.
Yeah, good.
Because I think that the seven are very loosely based on the Christian church, Catholic Church. Think about the 7 virtues and 7 deadly sins. Kind of the same thing a little bit here.
Yeah.
Also how the faith was brought over the ocean, and the old gods in the north far away are the pagan gods. It's pretty pretty interesting, and the parallels there are pretty cool. But let me look here. How does Aegon know Aemon's there? Right?
Did somebody tell him, like, did
Larys maybe?
Yeah, that's either Larys or what's his nuts, Lannister. Tyland.
What's his nuts?
Tyland.
Yeah, okay.
Tyland.
Oh, total aside here, Jeff, by the way, about Tyland Lannister. If you go back and rewatch season 1 of Game of Thrones, he is one of the knights that dies in the jousting battle in like the 5th episode against the Mountain.
He was the actor?
Yeah, it's the same actor. He only has like 4 lines.
Yeah.
But it's the same guy. Kiki and I rewatched season 1, and we were like,
and you're like, wait, what the fuck?
Is that Tyland? Why is he still here? I mean, kind of cool. It's like, hey, I was in this show for an episode, then I died. Can I be in House of the Dragon? No one's really going to recognize me. Anyway,
That is cool.
any final thoughts on Aegon and Aemon before we get to the good stuff?
No, other than I mean, I think it's going to be. I'm glad. You know what? My final thought. I was very happy when Aegon was basically saying like, "Hey, let's get the heck out of here." All that you were talking about, I agree with Harrenhal. It's like, I think we're done with this. Can we please be done with this? And then like,
Yeah,
let's get out of here.
Alys
So I'm just like
was kind of like, hey, Alys told him not to go.
But yeah, she's like,
again,
he can't travel. And it's like, hey, you know what? Let's get out of here. Let's go. Come on.
Find Vhagar.
Enough of this.
Yeah. Find Vhagar and get out of here.
Yeah, but let's move on. Let's go to the good stuff.
Okay, dude. Okay. The battle was great. I will say the battle was good. It was very, very fun to watch. It did take a while for them to get there. I think the battle is maybe 30 minutes long, maybe 25, something like that.
It's even less. It's even less. It's a little over 20, I think. Yep.
And Daemon finally has permission from Rhaenyra to go balls to the wall here.
Take the wheel.
I will say, I'm sad Ormund died, but I'm also incredibly impressed by his ruthlessness.
Mm-hmm.
Having the kids on the battlements is such, I mean, in a completely amoral sense, it is a brilliant tactical move because it really then puts the pressure on Daemon and that army. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Is it worth killing all these kids to get what you want? Are you going to do this? It's so cruel, but it's so smart.
Yeah, I think I understand what you're saying, and I actually agree that in a tactical sense, it is smart. I think there are a ton of people, and really myself included, at least watching the first time, where it's like you can't see past how much of a monster he is for doing it, and it is very difficult to see past it because it's like there's a line of things that feel like, you know, acceptable tactical maneuvers in battle, and sometimes people push the line and go a little far over it, and then this was like, you're way over the line.
Yeah. And
those kids are terrified.
I was trying to think if there's like a historical precedence for it, like a real one.
Dude,
I think there is.
There has to be, right? There has to be.
Yeah. I guarantee that there is, because it doesn't like, it's almost like, I mean, he puts the kids up there and like I said, it's then the other army's choice. What do I do? And, you know, Daemon, and he's right, Daemon caves. Daemon's like, fine, we'll send, you know, the gray wolves or the winter wolves up there instead of me burning them all.
Mm-hmm.
But if you notice, Roderick, the crazy old man, he kills one of those kids up there. If you saw that, that was legitimately shocking.
He does, but it's interesting that the kid strikes him first.
Well, if the kid is being told, do this, I mean,
yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, it's funny. I don't know if he would have done that if the kid didn't hit him, because he's kind of walking by him. The kid hits him with a little hammer or something. It's like, I don't think that did anything at all. But then, I mean, then it's like, okay, that's the problem with it. They're in combat. It's war. Like, if the kid is striking you, he's a threat, and it sucks, but it's how it goes.
I really liked at the beginning of, before the battle takes place, the winter wolves get like hype. They do that like chant.
It reminds me of like the thing, like the rugby, like the Haka. Remember?
The Haka?
Have you seen that?
I was I was going to say the Haka. I was also going to say that, you know, the winter wolves, they remind me a bit of like Vikings.
Yeah.
And medieval Vikings had men who were called berserkers. They would get into like a psychological trance during battle where they wouldn't really feel any pain or no fear. And that also kind of reminded me of that.
100%.
It was so amazing when they're, I mean, dude, you know me with like armies and stuff.
Yeah.
Like when it starts, I'm so there for it. When they're like chanting and then it goes back to the kids and the kids are freaking out. Like one of the kids is pissing himself. It's just like,
throwing up.
yeah, man. I mean,
Can you imagine though? Can you imagine hearing that deep like drum beat from
yeah,
like behind the wall and those chants?
I can't imagine
I
doing
would
that
shit
as an
myself at that
adult.
age. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I would shit myself now. But yeah,
Oh,
I think you brought him up, and man, he's a star of this episode. I think Sir Roderick Dustin has probably been. I would bet he's one of the highest approval rating characters for a very short stint in a show. You know, not that much screen time, like until
sure.
obviously the end. But
Yeah.
like, just talk about like a shooting star of a character. We didn't know him until before
No.
this. He's freaking awesome every time he's on screen. And this was, I mean, he was a rock star in this episode. And then, you know,
Are
goes
you
out like a
prepared to die
badass
for your
too.
queen?
Yeah.
Can't fucking wait.
Yeah. Even that, yeah, leading off that same thing when he's like, all right, got it. Gates open, then we die. And it's just like the
But then
dude
when they
has
get
zero
there,
fear.
he's like, guys, the gate's open and we're not fucking dead.
Yeah, and they
It's
all
like,
just do like a it's like they talk in like grunts, but it's
yeah,
that whole thing. I mean, and dude, you said it, Ormond dying with maybe one of the most iconic deaths
a
in
knife
this
up the butt.
show. Dude, come on, that was wild. And this line from Sir Roderick, did you like
Yeah.
it? That didn't you say that's a proper fuck from the north?
Yeah, that's a proper northern fucking or something like that. Yeah, man. But that's after his arm got cut off and then the blood got onto Ormond's face. I was actually curious to see how Ormond would fight in battle, considering that.
Yeah.
Because also think about this, man. Think about how badly a battle smells.
Oh, it's horrendous, dude. Oh my god.
Because there is death everywhere.
Yeah.
And, blood smells real bad.
And isn't it like
Everyone's,
super common to shit yourself when you die too? That's like a
well, yeah,
really common
absolutely.
thing, like
You
especially in like a
completely shit
terrifying
yourselves.
death. So that's got
Yeah.
to smell just like infinite shit off
And then
across a
all the
field.
people before the battle vomiting.
Yeah.
And then also the dragon fire, crispy corpses.
Oh, dude, yeah. The
Like,
smell of like bodies being cooked. Oh
yeah.
man, that whole thing had to just reek. And he's just like having to go through it. It's funny too because he's clearly capable in battle. I mean, he hand to hand
Yeah.
combat wise, he does well against Roderick. I mean, he looked like he was about to win it. He chops his arm off, and like you said, it's really the spurt of blood that
Yeah.
does him in rather than the actual combat.
Well, dude, it was so funny when he does get the knife up the ass thing. And then Ulf is coming down. If you notice, Roderick has his arms wide open and he's laughing because he's like, yes,
Yeah.
give me this death.
What a glorious death.
What a way to go. Like, I am here for it. Dude, I hope I embrace my death that well. Like,
I know, right? Dude.
just hell yeah. Bring it on.
That's why, like, think about his final moments. He knows he's just killed, one of the biggest adversaries to the queen that he's so loyal to.
Yeah.
In a pretty incredible way, by the way,
Yeah.
And then he gets to die in glorious, like, dragon fire. I don't know. That dude, like I said, just a shooting star of a character arc.
Well, before we get to Ulf,
Yeah.
I want to talk about a few other elements of the battle. When the Winter Wolves first get to the walls, the boiling oil.
Yeah.
And then like the stones and the arrows, all of that stuff is just so cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and it just again shows how brutal this sort of combat is. It's ruthless and relentless. And if there's a way we can kill you, we will. We don't care how awful it is. There's no Geneva Convention.
No. Dude, the scene with the oil had me thinking about, like what you said, the berserkers, the people who are on the front line. I mean, it's in all combat, but in this specifically, when you're like storming a castle, I mean, I know they're hyped up and they have to get in a certain mentality, and a lot of these guys just have no fear. But dude, I don't think I would want to be anyone less than one of the first guys up the ladder, because it's like you're getting everything thrown at you. And that scene, I know, like, they're doing a really good job at showing the violence in war, but when the guy who gets the oil dumped on him like falls off and is rolling on the ground as it's like simmering on his face, like
It's
burning.
melting.
It's melting his face off. Oh
Yeah.
my God. Oh, yeah. But those tactics are pretty cool. It is just use whatever you can.
Let's do Ulf now, because I mean, we could see this a mile away.
I think I said it in almost every episode we've recorded. Something
So
about Ulf.
I knew this because of the book. That's a very famous scene. But also, like, it's so funny. The book descriptions of Ulf makes him to be this terrible, sleazy man who has no morals and stuff. Because it's like a history book. It's like a guy from a tavern betrays the queen, yada, yada, yada. There's none of the nuances in his decision. Did he do the right thing? Fucking no, he did not. Of course not. But, like, it makes sense. First of all, he gets pissed drunk. And, oh, dude, they find him on the toilet. That was so good.
It's so good that Ormund was the one to find him too, as we're talking about like the smell stuff. And the look on Ormund's face when he opens the door. Yeah, it's just like, oh my God.
And then he does the same thing Daemon does and beats the shit out of him.
Exactly the same thing.
Get on your fucking beast and do what you're told.
And you did a really good job of bringing this up in a previous episode. You said Ormund's kind of doing the same thing that the other side is doing, that Daemon and Rhaenyra are doing, but he's trying to hide it and finesse his way around it. And he couldn't in this episode because he's, it's in the heat of everything.
We've been teased Ormund's anger issues this whole season from Darren and Gwaine, who have both said, dude, you know what Ormund is. You know him. Like, you saw him get angry and take the sword to the table.
Mm-hmm.
When things don't go his way, he reacts like that. If he had kept his cool and his temper, he wouldn't, have been
It would have been
killed.
perfect. Yeah,
it
would have been the plan he set in place would have been
worked.
a massive success.
So again, it's who he was that caused it to unravel. He's very smart. I mean, truly, Ormund is probably the most brilliant person in this season. But it's his emotional side that he couldn't control that causes his downfall. Very prophetic.
Yeah, it is. And Ulf's the path that he chooses, that's a deviation from the book too, right? I was going to ask you about it because I'm pretty confident that Ulf in the books only hits the team Black, like Daemon's side. In the books, I don't think he goes against, but I liked the deviation. I'd
have to read it again, man. I mean, I think they're deviating quite a bit now.
They are.
There's quite a few scenes now. I think I'm going to reread Fire and Blood. I'd recommend it, Jeff. It's good. It's an interesting read. It reads much better than you would think.
Mm-hmm. Well, I like in that scene, the deviation. I think that was good. I actually think that made more sense. The way that it's rare to see the show, go away from what is written and have a high approval rating.
Sure.
A lot of that stuff is really picked apart. I thought this was good because everything you're saying, Ormund losing his temper on him. If you were Ulf as a human, you're like, you know what? Fuck you both. Like, screw it.
He does the first thing, right? Burns the Black Army. And then he's like, fuck you too. But dude, I mean, it's sad. I get Ulf a little bit, man, because he tried. He tried at first.
He did.
He really tried. And, they just kind of looked down on him and spit on him, almost literally.
Man. Yeah.
I've actually been meaning to tell you my thoughts about Daemon and why Daemon treated Ulf so badly. So clearly Daemon and Ulf are half brothers, I think. Right?
Oh, wow. Dude.
Yeah.
I mean, you're probably right. I just didn't even think about that until now.
So Daemon is all about old Valyria and the bloodline and that we are gods, this sort of thing. The fact that his father would sleep with some random whore in the city who then Ulf is born. Ulf is a bumbling idiot. It is a direct representation of the fact that the Targaryens are just people.
Mm.
And it conflicts directly with Daemon's self-perception.
It's like an assault on his whole belief system.
And his identity.
Yeah.
And so he doesn't like that, so he's going to beat the shit out of you.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, that makes total sense. It's completely against his whole framework and like the belief that the Targaryens are like a race above other people, like a family, a house above, we are gods, that whole notion. It's like, well, your house, your sacred house, and the direct bloodline of it also produces the Ulfs of the world.
Yeah. So you're not
Make
that much
make
different.
sense. Yeah.
You're not that much different than us, buddy.
Yeah.
And that, I think, probably scared him quite a bit.
I think you're right. And it's almost like, let's snuff that out. Like, that's where let's spit on it. Let's get it away.
We'll talk about one thing where Daemon isn't scared at all, is charging headfirst into battle. Holy shit, is Daemon brave. I also, dude, I know I talk about the armor, and I've talked about the armor before. It's kind of nice to actually see armor useful. Like his armor worked.
Right.
And his fight with the Big John guy, I saw a post today. It was like, oh my God, this guy saved all his aura for the last episode.
About John Roxton?
Yeah, the guy Daemon fights.
Yeah.
John Roxton. And I mean, Daemon just going straight in. I really love the gate is on fire and it's all smoky, and Daemon doesn't know what's on the other side. Goes straight in and immediately just pummeled by arrows.
Onslaught of arrows.
But again, it's really cool to see that the armor works, dude.
Yeah, it's not just there to look cool.
and Gawain's armor, Ormund's armor.
Yeah,
dude, I don't know why it looks so good. I don't know why, but I loved it.
You're right. It did. And I mean, Daemon, I said it in an episode way before when we first started talking about the show, but talk about Captain Aura Farm. I mean, it's just every other scene, every other line. I'm going to strap the next knight to the front of my fucking horse. Everything. This was like amazing episode for Daemon.
Well, I think that's his element.
I know, dude. But
this is him. He is him.
Going to the fight that you were talking about, he's kind of getting dummied in the fight, though.
Yeah, did he lose that fight?
I think he kind of fucking lost the fight. Like, completely flipping directions. He does aura farm through the whole episode, but then like in that fight specifically, he's kind of getting his ass kicked.
It was pretty close for a while, but then by the end, it definitely...
He was kind of losing. I think he was, because remember, he has him up against the wall and he's kind of getting some good shots in, and Daemon is still fighting, but that character, John Roxton, he's a beast, dude.
He's a huge dude, man.
It's kind of, he reminded me just profile wise of the Hound a little bit, just a big,
that's a good
brawling dude. Like
that's a good comparison.
How do you fight when he's like, he probably outweighs Daemon by what, 100 pounds or something?
Something like that.
It's like, dude.
Something like that.
It's a big guy.
What a good episode.
Yeah. Hey, so finishing up on some of the combat stuff, did you notice after the scene that we're talking about, when Daemon is kind of like stumbling through, after all the stuff is falling down, did you feel like that reminded you of the same kind of stuff when Daenerys is burned King's Landing and like Jon Snow is stumbling through
I meant to
street.
Bring this up with you because it's the cost of the battle.
Yeah.
I really liked how haunting the music was. And I mean, dude, the corpses, the fire, the death.
People who are like mangled in the street, like burned.
It's so brutal. And it's interesting seeing Daemon on the ground for a dragon attack.
Yeah, you're right.
And I wonder if that puts him into a bit of perspective with him. But I also think maybe he was a little blood drunk.
Oh yeah.
Or a little like, I don't know, he was gone. Like,
you think it was a little like he finally got the chance to take action that he wanted to, and so it's like, he was not excited. Well, probably excited, honestly. Very determined to get in there, get his hands dirty, what he's been wanting to do. And then, like you said, normally, if he was on an attack, if he was part of an attack on top of Caraxes, you don't see all of the little nitty gritty awful details that he got to
You're
see
gone.
at the
You're
end
not
of
a
this.
part of it.
Yeah, it's almost, I think it's incredible to me watching the dragons, that destruction when they're sweeping down the streets. It's almost beautiful if it wasn't so horrendous. Like the dragon fire is incredible. It just sweeps and it
It's
floods through the
astounding.
streets. It looks incredible. I think it's important though that they then show the aftermath and the fallout as well, because you think, wow, these dragons are so cool and so amazing to watch. And then it's like, shoot, these are all people and
This is the
it's
cost.
so awful. Yes, this is what the conflict brings. This destruction, death, carnage, it's just awful.
And I mean, yeah, it's burning people. I actually am not sure what I'd rather see less. A bunch of burnt corpses or a bunch of like hacked to death ones. I'm not sure. That's a really tough call.
That's it. Yeah, I don't know if I have an answer because I don't want to see either one.
So,
really.
So did Hugh Hammer's wife, what happened there? Did she just die?
Watching that scene both times I watched, I think she's dead. And
yeah, also his acting is terrible in that scene.
you didn't like the
no, it's like Darth Vader at the end of episode 3. No, oh, so bad, dude. So the first time I watched it, I was like, that wasn't very good. And then the second time I watched it, I laughed my ass off. I was like, that was bad. That was some bad acting. Anyway,
yeah, no, I don't think. I think she's dead, and I think we needed to have something. Hugh Hammer. I don't know if this is a hot take at all, but he's not the most exciting character right now. It's just kind of like, because he doesn't have the fun side of Ulf that we've gotten. But he's just kind of boring. I mean, I like his character is likable in the sense that he just hasn't done anything like bad.
He's a little stiff.
He's stiff. Thank you. That's a perfect word. He just feels stiff. And it's like, did he need something to kind of like galvanize him to like turn him into a more interesting character?
Do you know about him?
Yeah, I do. But again, I try to keep this.
He's the other betrayer with Ulf?
Yes.
Okay.
So, I mean, I guess
this will be the catalyst.
Right.
Then.
That's what I think they had to have some kind of event that triggers it.
What I think it might be is when Daemon gives the speech at the beginning before the battle. Remember, he's like, I don't want your best, I want your worst.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, completely contradicts what Rhaenyra told him to do. But then he told his commanders to be good to them. I don't know.
I don't know. I think that I want your worst might have just been like a figure of speech.
Up.
A hype up. Yeah.
But if Hugh Hammer's there and your wife is dead, you're going to blame. I don't know.
No, I know. You're right.
Saw another meme today, and it was Bradley Cooper at the beginning of The Hangover. It's like, yeah, we fucked up, dude. We fucked up. It's Daemon to Rhaenyra.
Yeah. That's good. I mean, yeah, dude, man, there's going to be so much fallout and repercussions of what happened in this episode.
They have so much to do in season 4.
I know, dude.
And again, this is kind of like seasons 2 and 3. I liked season 3. I would give it a solid B+. But, I mean, incredible moments, like we've discussed. First 3 episodes were great. And then the last episode was really good. The ones in between were fine. It just feels like the momentum is a little wobbly.
I can get that. I think this one, yeah, I mean, I think this delivered a lot more than the end of season 2. Like, I'm always going to appreciate when there are major character deaths or there are large plot events like the battle. I'm glad that they did the battle. Dude, I'm telling you right now, I paused the episode about 20 minutes into it, and I was sitting there like, if they don't fucking fight in this episode, Josh, I'm going to come on this podcast and this would have been a lot different of an episode. Okay. And the mic here would, yeah. I think I'm happy that they had the battle. I think this one delivered better, but I agree with you that 2 things. One, we had a lot of meh episodes in the middle. They were fine. You said it well. They're fine.
It was very interesting. I liked talking to you about the intricacies about character motivation.
Yeah.
I find that very interesting, and I think you do too.
I do.
But when it came to the overall arching story, uh, like I said, I wanted a bit more sugar.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I definitely ate my ice cream with this episode, but the
Yeah.
others were a little quiet on that front.
And the second thing I would say is to your point, if they have to do so much stuff at the end, like this final season that we're going to see in 2 years, Jesus.
Is it 2 years?
It's something like that. These two in between this, I think was 2 years between 2 and 3, something close to that. So that
Dude,
sucks.
whatever. They have a
But
lot to get through.
well, I
Like,
hope they can deliver,
event-wise.
man. That's what I was going to say was like, if they've got, my hope, dude, is that since they have so much, that the episodes in season 4 will be just like jam packed, hopefully they will all be like high
I think if
quality
they
big
do
events.
10 episodes, they could finish the whole story in 10 episodes.
Yeah.
But they would have to be jam-packed episodes.
That's what I'm hoping for, buddy. I don't want any filler stuff. Let's go. Let's just banger after banger. Hit
Let's
us with
get to
the
the meat of
sugar
this.
on the end. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's just one scene that I'm so excited to see. I'm not telling you, but I'm so excited to see it.
Yeah.
But I mean, dude, that's about it. We didn't even really talk about Alan stabbing the High Septum, but I think he's just
felt bad
all
for him.
in with Rhaenyra.
I felt bad for Alan, dude. Alan, when you look at his face after he does it, and it's like
I just killed the Pope.
Dude, he looks shell shocked. He looks like yeah, it's awful.
Yeah.
I admire the fact that he's loyal to his queen. I didn't, but man, Rhaenyra with the you answer to higher gods than them. That was like,
did you see the look on her face too? It's a meme already. I saw the look. It was like too bad we're not recording video because I'm like, it was like a very like upward glancing look. I mean, it looked like some crazy girl on Halloween.
Yeah, dude, the whole episode, she looked like that. It was like, what the heck is this look?
Dude, is it weird? I was talking to Kiki about this. I don't think I'm really rooting for anybody.
I'm still rooting for Daemon. Show. Come on, we're rooting for Daemon.
Same. I'm rooting for like people, but
you're not like a side. Like it's hard to pick a side. Yeah,
no,
they all suck. Everyone sucks other than Daemon.
Yeah, and we just lost the sweetest one, Helaena. Terrible.
Yeah.
But I think that's all I got, man. I mean, it was a good season.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed, watching, talking to you about it. I agree that there were a lot of really cool, sort of intricate details in the season. Maybe not the action and the big moments that we were hoping for all the time, but enough of a pretty. They're telling a cool story.
Yeah, I agree. And dude, 2 years, man. But I mean, hey, at least we have a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms back next year.
Oh, heck yeah. Absolutely. I cannot wait, dude. I'm so excited for that show.
Ooh, question. Which did you like more?
Season or show overall?
This season versus a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. That's a tough one. I don't even know if I can answer that.
I think I'd lean Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. Just barely. It's a very close fight, but I think the promise that show has is it's really got me hooked right now. I mean, there wasn't a lot of complaints from that show for me. Whereas this one, I can poke a lot of holes. I think maybe the peaks of this one right now are a little higher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But the lows are far lower than the Knight of the Seven Kingdoms.
I agree. Knight of the Seven Kingdoms was sick. There were a couple moments that were absolutely amazing. So looking forward to that one coming back. But
me too.
All right, next show we're doing a little Ted Lasso. Going to be a complete change from this.
Get ready.
So women's soccer coach. We'll see how that goes.
We'll have fun.
I'm almost done with season 3, so we'll be talking about season 4 maybe this week, next week.
Yeah, let's do it.
We're thinking about it.
Love it.
All right, everybody. Thank you guys so much for listening. Bye-bye.